We spend our lives dreaming of what would make us feel completely fulfilled. From a very early age, we let ourselves embark on a mental journey through those things that make our hearts beat, setting goals related to those illusions. Not only that, but it seems like our life represents a journey of learning and improvement to reach what we long for. Those goals, that purpose, that dream that makes our being vibrate. We must always remember that each of us came to this plane to be completely happy and live in well-being, so we were endowed from within with the capacity and strength necessary to achieve our dreams. And not only that, because we were also given a great intuition, capable of detecting the proximity of the fulfillment of that goal and giving us notice of the arrival of that event. It's as if our soul wants us to be prepared to embrace what we visualize so much. In this same line of thought, Dolores Cannon exposed how there seems to be a clear relationship between our thoughts and the construction of our reality. At the same time, our inner selves are capable of feeling the energy that emanates from our dream when the moment of manifestation has arrived. After delving into this phenomenon in which our being warns us of what is about to come, this researcher has ended up compiling a list of signs that discreetly inform us that the moment of our manifestation has arrived. Today I will share that list with you and help you become aware of what the universe and your being are trying to tell you, so pay close attention. First sign: we feel hopeful and confident about what the future holds for us. The first significant indicator that the manifestation of our dreams is near is the apparent calm one experiences when talking about the future and what it may bring to our doorstep. While many live in complete anguish about what might happen, those who feel the proximity of their manifestation tend to experience great calmness regarding the matter. Though, like the rest of us, they are unaware of what time holds as a surprise, something deep within them provides a calmness that is admirable. As if from an unconscious standpoint, they are aware of what is about to happen. They don't express any distress. Instead, they seem to live confidently, not only in themselves but also in God's plan and ways. This is an incredibly enviable quality of these individuals, because beyond the dream they wish to fulfill, they appear to have an impressive faith that everything will turn out positively. Some may think it's impossible to live like this, believing that a person with such patience and resilience doesn't truly exist. For this feeling to be genuinely taken as a sign of the arrival of that cherished dream, it must necessarily stem from the unknowns of future events. There shouldn't be a set date on the calendar, much less a certainty that our dream will come true. All there needs to be is a lot of peace when starting to anticipate what's coming. People whose moment to manifest their desires is approaching are filled with a strong desire to keep moving forward, taking each step with a positive attitude that can only be derived from faith and a firm conviction that things will turn out well. They become even hopeful for others, and while some feel drained in their life and journey, all that emanates from these souls is an inexhaustible energy from which they seem unable to withhold in facing a new day. It seems as if, from one moment to the next, a person realizes that the possibilities are infinite, and they don't want to delay the moment when they must surf the waves of the unknown. Some describe this as a person whose battery has just been fully charged, able to keep functioning for a long time, something that ultimately won't be necessary because, unknowingly, they have very little left to face. Although they appear ready for what lies ahead, the reality of their journey is different, but they seem determined to cross whatever is necessary and therefore adopt a positive attitude. This can happen suddenly, and what others are not sure about is whether there is a true reward behind this burst of energy this person seems to have received, or if it's simply optimism and great enthusiasm. If this sudden feeling of confidence about what's coming is a part of you, your body and your being may be signaling that the moment to embrace the things you've worked so hard for is closer than you think. Seize this enthusiasm to give your all in this final stretch that your being is announcing, and make that precious moment of embracing your goal arrive adorned with triumph and swiftness. Let's not allow our being to be contaminated by others who only harbour negative energies in the midst of this signal that heralds the best. Second sign: encounters with useful people. As if the universe itself were supporting the completion of your project, during this final stage leading up to the day of achieving your goal, it seems common to come across individuals who contribute significantly to the success that is almost within reach. These encounters seem to be related to the manifestation that will take place soon, and for many, they are messages from the universe announcing that your desire is ready and just steps away from your being. Dolores commented on how the universe seems to react to the deepest desires of your being, arranging everything for them to manifest. And part of this involves pulling in the people destined to contribute to the achievement of the goal. This becomes more intense during these days leading up to its manifestation. Others may see it as a simple interaction between two individuals, but if we pause to appreciate it objectively, we can see how it perfectly intertwines with the fulfillment of a necessary protocol for the desired success. People don't even have to be experts in what is being sought. They just need to have something valuable to contribute. For example, consider someone whose ultimate desire is to acquire a house. If this sign manifests in their case, it doesn't necessarily have to be a real estate agent they come across. It could be a long-lost friend providing information about a home with the specifications they are looking for, coincidentally available for sale. It could also be a family member who accompanies and assists in locating the new home and managing its payment, as if sent to ensure the days leading up to the manifestation unfold smoothly. It's fascinating for many to see how everything organises and meshes so perfectly. While this reality may align with the plans of some, there are others for whom the opposite seems to happen, and everything appears to crumble each time they are gaining some clarity. According to the knowledge shared by Dolores, this happens due to each person's internal processes and how they have healed the wounds and traumas that afflict them. Therefore, we can understand this manifestation process as something more than external. Everything that influences your life and your process will be determined by your internal state. Therefore, as long as you don't address that side of yourself, things will continue to go against you, and the universe will send you only things and people that resonate with your energy. That same energy will keep you away from your goal. On the contrary, for those who have taken care of their being and everything that has afflicted or limited them, a perfect alignment of events, occurrences, and characters is presented as a reward for their efforts. These elements aim to give you the final push to be in front of what you have been seeking. When your search becomes internal and you cleanse and heal internal aspects of yourself, even people will be brought to your path to accompany you and contribute to that final stretch. Third sign: unexpectedly receiving money. While it's true that money is not a source of happiness, it is the channel through which we access things that make us happy. It is important to give the respect that this energy deserves, understanding that it is not a malevolent force that corrupts people. It is simply part of the universe and everything we seek. Although we might wish to say that we don't need money for anything we pursue, in one way or another, everything will require some investment. If you doubt this, take a moment and consider how many things require the money you have. This seems to be considered by the universe, seeking to provide us with an extra push in the economic realm during this time that serves as a prelude to the materialization of our dream. As the day approaches, so does the possibility that things may be affected by the flow of money. Therefore, the universe has prepared a safeguard against sabotage. During this time, it will be normal to see how, without asking for it, and in many cases without expressing the need for it, money begins to come to you. During this preliminary time, it may become a recurring occurrence for unexpected economic resources to come your way, like a kind of booster that the universe gives you to complete the necessary steps to finalize the project you've desired so much. Some people share how, out of the blue, they were called to receive inheritances from relatives they never knew, while others simply stumbled upon money in the streets. There are even cases where individuals received gifts of assets that helped them conclude the final processes and details towards their goal. It's important to note that unexpected money doesn't necessarily arrive as a gift. It can also come in the form of a significant contract from a new client, the completion of a sale, or the receipt of a payment you had considered lost. The ways in which money can assist you in achieving the things you dream of are numerous. Ultimately, it can be said that no one can manifest their desires without first healing their relationship with money, as this energy is intrinsic to many aspects of our lives. Dolores Cannon expressed that the universe is abundant, and to access and take advantage of that abundance, our connections with it, originating from the innermost part of our being, must be aligned and in harmony with the energies of abundance. All of this stems from internal work that is necessary and mandatory for manifestation. This work over time will have its rewards, becoming more tangible as the manifestation of our innermost desires approaches. In aspects like these, we can see and understand that the way our inner self is connected to the universe and the forces that move it is simply perfect and precise. Although there are aspects that go far beyond understanding, everything ultimately comes together and has a reason for being. This is where we are encouraged to evaluate how we may be influencing everything that happens in our lives, even in what doesn't occur despite external efforts. It's also important to become aware that all the goodness we are receiving is a reward for our internal work and energy alignment, with each achievement serving as a reminder that we must remain consistently dedicated to this endeavor. Fourth sign. Strong positive sensations or an encouraging instinct are experienced. Before delving into this, we must take a moment to recall Dolores Cannon's teachings regarding intuition, knowledge without which we won't fully comprehend the depth of the point we're addressing. Cannon spoke of intuition as a special connection between us and our higher self, meaning that from within us, that higher self with superior wisdom provides the necessary guidance to navigate life's situations. This intuition is associated with a friendly voice from within, lovingly and patiently warning us about the ways and precautions we should take in our journey. It helps us overcome challenges and gain knowledge hidden within them. This connection with our higher self, or as it is better known, that intuition, plays an essential role in our internal development, aiming to expand our being and make the leap to the next level of consciousness easier. Considering its function in our being, we can also attribute a role of an assistant in our manifestation process. By improving our inner self, its primary goal, it leads us to acquire greater strength to manifest our dreams. And just as the statement of this fourth sign expresses, our intuition also becomes more prominent during this time when we are just a few short steps away from manifesting what we desire so much. This inner voice seems to intensify during this period, providing positive projections of what is to come, strongly linked to the optimism for the future that the person develops. Our intuition urges us to maintain positivity and injects us with a great dose of faith and joy, guiding us with enthusiasm through those final phases that will lead us to the manifestation of our desires. Once again, we can realize that beyond a level of consciousness, our being is capable of sensing what lies ahead for us and reacts to it, giving us subtle signals that often go unnoticed. We are accustomed to believing that everything around us happens and manifests by coincidence. However, when we begin to see how things connect and seem to weave a fabric of energies and events, that's when we truly grasp the dimensions of what can be achieved through our internal potential. It's no wonder that Dolores Cannon, in the midst of her work and research on the human mind and its connections with the spiritual and energetic realms, emphasizes the importance of dedicating ourselves to internal work and seeking improvement from within. At this particular point, one of the most significant recommendations is to cultivate internal dialogue, which helps us listen more clearly to that inner voice and makes us more perceptive to the guidance provided by our higher self. As internal dialogue becomes a part of our routines, the way we hear that voice within us will become clearer, and the knowledge it imparts will serve as a driving force in our lives. Especially in this period when you are very close to manifesting what you desire so much, listening to our inner voice can be a delight, as what it has to say about what is coming will only manage to fill you with more enthusiasm and a desire to continue. Everything aligns so that in this final phase of manifestation, your being is motivated to give its all, and in that way, finish receiving in your hands that great treasure that rightfully belongs to you by divine law and the universe is taking care to give you. Fifth sign, you are going to end up making positive changes in your life. As expected, just as our being had to undergo profound changes internally to manifest what we desired so much, in the same way, our life is going to undergo changes. These changes are aimed at ensuring that what we are about to receive is in harmony with all the other aspects of our reality. Let's view this manifestation as the delivery of an important package, one that cannot be placed in a space that is not suitable for it and could ultimately end up damaging it. Let's go to an example where we can see things clearly, and although it is quite different from the spiritual realm, it will ultimately help you grasp the essence of these changes and their importance when talking about the upcoming manifestation. Imagine a large order of meat containing the most exquisite pieces and the finest cuts. This is a very large order and will by no means be consumed in a single day, even with assistance. So, when this order of meats arrives at a place where there are no refrigerators or any other space to store it until it is completely consumed, what do you think will happen? The most likely outcome is that it will end up getting damaged, rendering it completely useless and losing the essence of its intended purpose, which is to feed anyone in need. Although you may find it amusing or quirky, this is the same as what happens with the things you manifest, which cannot take place unless they are provided with an environment aligned with them. In this way, you cannot receive love if you are not prepared to accept it, nurture it, and multiply it. Likewise, you cannot receive healing if you are constantly seeking harm and clinging to discomfort. If you want one last example, we cannot receive a house if we are not ready to turn it into a home, take care of that new residence, and of course, provide it with affection. If the universe were to make the mistake of giving us something for which we and our lives are not ready, that precious treasure could end up being damaged or destroyed. Fortunately, the universe is entirely perfect and does not give anyone something for which they are not properly prepared. This preparation is part of the manifestation process, a process that is entirely intricate, profound, and authentic. This is why it is normal to see how a person feels the need to make positive changes in their life, which are understood from those necessary for receiving that manifestation to others that go beyond mere necessity and are simply beneficial for that individual. These changes should also be understood as a preparation of our soul for future events, not only for the manifestation that is looming over our lives. Beyond achieving that goal, our being continues on a journey of self-growth and refinement until it reaches its true purpose. Let's understand that our life is a journey that our soul is undertaking, acquiring knowledge and tools along the way to reach its true destination, represented by our true purpose. To better comprehend this, we must again turn to the knowledge disseminated by Dolores canon, through which we understand that we are spiritual beings passing through this plane, and through our human experience, we grow and develop all necessary aspects. While we are not capable at a conscious level of recalling past experiences and enjoying the knowledge our soul has acquired, what this researcher discovered was that our mind is capable of storing outside of consciousness everything that our being has collected. The experiences of past lives can have a resonance in our current life that very few come to understand. There are phenomena, fears, or sensations that can be triggered by situations experienced in our previous incarnations. This is a fact that has been extensively studied and has left thousands of testimonials about how people can feel repulsion, pain, or limitations due to interactions they had in their past lives, leaving a mark on their soul. Dolores Cannon, in the midst of her quest for understanding the self, noticed this situation and, as a result, developed the innovative therapy she used with her clients. She sought to help them heal many wounds that lay in the unconscious and had their origins in unresolved situations from one of their past lives. The results that this woman achieved through the therapies she conducted with those who sought her help were something that powerfully impacted the knowledge available at that time in the metaphysical world. This hypnotherapist managed to help thousands of souls heal, allowing them to align with their true purpose and leap to the next level of consciousness that awaited them. With this as a foundation, we understand that our soul is constantly not only in pursuit of our current desires, but also on the path of self-perfection, a journey aided by the changes we are discussing at this moment. The desire is to be taken to the next level of consciousness, so it is beneficial to use various means to heal in our present everything that occupies us, avoiding the continuation of unresolved issues from one life to another. At this point, not only is internal dialogue important, but it is also essential to continue delving into our being and make the internal work undertaken truly intense, touching even the smallest spaces within us. Exploring our being in this way and changing anything that is not beneficial will make our manifestation more harmonious and swift, while also helping us align with the true purpose of our soul and facilitating the leap to the next level of consciousness. Sixth sign. The person's confidence and self-esteem will increase. This is a very beautiful aspect to address concerning the manifestation and materialization of our objectives. Thanks to this process, our conscious self becomes more integrated with the concepts and tasks of our soul, imparting greater self-esteem and confidence in ourselves. Without a doubt, getting to know better what resides within us and how it connects us with the universe and its energies that assist us, makes us value ourselves more. From this self-recognized value, we can begin to exhibit an attitude more characteristic of people with high self-esteem, consequently developing a more confident stride. Let's also view our level of self-esteem as our vibrational level, as this is a factor that influences it. Those with good self-esteem tend not to recognize their divine potential and become an easy target for negative energies seeking to attack and keep us stagnant. Just as we fill ourselves with positive energies to embark on our manifestation process, igniting that spark attracts negative energies that serve as saboteurs in the midst of this internal work. Therefore, part of our challenges will be represented by the rejection and eradication of these sensations, something not possible with low self-esteem, leaving us vulnerable to this aspect of our journey. When a soul senses the proximity of the manifestation it has worked so hard for, it reacts from the depths of its being, empowering itself even though the individual may be unaware of what is about to happen at a conscious level. As we mentioned before, our soul can make us feel emotions that, at a conscious level, have no apparent explanation. Likewise, it can fill us with a feeling of confidence, not only for the future and what comes with it, but also for each of our actions and the way we choose to proceed in each new day. Thanks to this, trust in the energy emanating from us and how it can lead us anywhere we want begins to grow. Some may perceive this externally and think of it as arrogance, but in reality, it is nothing more than a soul that has recognized all it can achieve and feels joy from it. When a person manages to decipher the code that opens the files stored in their mind from past lives, being able to see their content and internalize the lessons within that information at a conscious level, the person tends to acquire a renewed energy that makes them more empowered. Observing how our soul has traversed and perfected everything it has gathered is when we see the great capacity we have to achieve anything in this vast universe. This instills a higher level of confidence, which remains present from that moment onward, shielding the individual from negative energies and sensations, allowing them to walk with greater faith in themselves and in the process they are going through. Discovering how high one can soar prompts many to spread their wings and seize the opportunity to ascend beyond mere perspective, proving to themselves with the faith that they can rise higher and higher. This aligns perfectly with metaphysical notions that talk about how high vibrational levels can help make the manifestation of desires an effective endeavor. It also presents itself as an effect of the proximity of that manifestation. Incredible things can happen as the moment to embrace what we've been seeking approaches. Moreover, this moment marks the point where our being begins to align with the true purpose of our souls. Each sensation derived from this can be truly intense, largely because what has truly happened is the release of one of those traumas or unresolved aspects. If you are trying to determine whether the moment you are going through foretells this achievement, you must be objective in assessing the strength of what you feel. If this newfound confidence has appeared overnight and is projected powerfully, along with the new level of self-esteem and the way you are willing to face the future, then you are definitely just a step away from receiving that precious treasure you have worked so hard for. Seventh sign: the person is guided by their intuition. While we have already discussed intuition, one aspect to observe in the midst of this process is how we subtly begin to be guided by our intuition, progressing to the point where its guidance becomes essential in our journey. Thanks to this, we achieve a more harmonious walk, easily overcoming the challenges presented to us daily. The way we absorb knowledge seems more effective, and the universe's energy begins to flow more harmoniously in our lives. When we let our higher self lead us through intuition, drawing on the wisdom accumulated up to that moment, everything in our lives transforms positively. At some point, it may seem like problems and life's issues have completely disappeared. However, it's not about avoiding challenges, as taking a more spiritually guided path doesn't guarantee an absence of complex situations. Instead, it shows you how to overcome them easily and favorably, so you no longer perceive them as significant problems. The person's perspective changes when they receive this elevated knowledge brought by intuition, because they begin to see external situations as small things and themselves as a being who is great, capable, and filled with light. Dolores Cannon emphasized the importance of cultivating internal dialogue throughout, as it facilitates an exchange of knowledge and self-awareness, enabling one to work on aspects affecting their being and strengthen their soul. However, it's not just about paying attention to the inner voice that softly whispers during crucial moments. It also requires commitment to the work and trust instilled in this voice. The concept of the higher self speaks to a part of us beyond consciousness, with complete access to our being, seeing from the simplest to the most distant memory. Unlike our conscious part, the higher self can access memories of our past lives limitlessly and leverage the knowledge generated to refine the individual. Amid the journey our soul is undertaking, it seeks to nourish itself with experiences to become wiser and establish a higher level of consciousness, taking a leap to the next destination and striving in each incarnation to fulfill the purpose for which it has been placed here. From there, our soul guides us in what appears to be a pursuit of fulfilling our dreams, but goes beyond, anchored to a greater purpose present not only in this life, but in all past lives we've had, and all the future ones that may occur. This continues until it finally succeeds in honoring its purpose. What we perceive as something simple turns out to be only a part of a larger plan and process, of which we are actors and responsible participants. It is thanks to this that we come to experience everything we have described from a perspective that sees it as more straightforward. Our dreams and aspirations are just a part to fulfill on the path to achieving a much greater good, which is the realization of our true purpose. All the wisdom, energy, and sensations that derive from this are associated with the strong spiritual work that, often unnoticed, we have been unfolding throughout our lives. Let's seize this moment when the tangible form of our goals is announced and harness the energy it produces within us, especially that newfound confidence in ourselves and the heightened way our intuition guides us. While many go through life totally oblivious to what is happening, you, having received this crucial knowledge today, must use everything to your advantage. Pay attention to recognize if this is what is unfolding in your life and reality. Once determined, stay focused and move in harmony with the universe, helping your soul acquire greater wisdom and become a bit closer to its new level of consciousness. If you have experienced part of this, don't hesitate to share it in the comments section. Testimonials often help other souls seeking answers. If you enjoyed my content, subscribe to my channel and enable notifications to stay updated on the new editions I'm preparing for you. Your support is important to me, so leave a like on this video. I'll truly appreciate it. Stay tuned for our next encounter, where we will continue generating wisdom for our souls.